What's up guys, this is Sean and today we are in Vista Mahogani, Saujana, Impian, Kajang. Let's go. Okay guys, I'm now at the entrance waiting for the person to actually show me around, but it's already evident that I can see two groups of Korean visitors really. In accordance to their meeting minutes, they're actually partnering with Korean agents because of the golf course. There's actually a lot of visitors who comes here and play golf. Plus, it's very rare to actually find the management office right in front of the building, you know. Usually it's always in the facility deck, right, where the swimming pool is. Then there's a small corner where it's almost hidden. It's always very difficult to find a management office of a development, especially high rise lah. But then like this one is like straight in your face, scared you cannot see. So maybe there's no excuse to not pay your maintenance fees lah. Now what you can see in ground floor, you have the swimming pool, and this block is 198 units only, which is very low density in comparison to what we have in KL, right? Although technically it's called Kajang, and I came from Putrajaya just now, and it's only a 15 minutes drive via the Silk Highway. It's like there's a toll lah, but right from the highway, right, 30 seconds later you come to this sanctuary already and have like bird sounds, because next to this is the Saujana Impian Golf and Country Club. That's the leaf lobby that you can see. It's wide, it's really wide. Just that how I wish the ceiling could be a little bit higher. The team actually showed me this bilik sampah, which is the refuse, and they're very proud of their cleanliness. And smell is not an issue. It means that the maintenance is always on point. Now we are at a corridor and you can see it's bright because we are at one of the highest floor. The airwell design is good. Although it's a double loaded corridor, right, I think you can still find glimpse of the clubhouse like that. Sweet. To get into the unit, there's actually a foyer space. So you can put your shoe cabinet here, or you can put a grill here. Just like your neighbors, right? Okay, coming into the unit, you will first be welcomed with your killer background, the golf course view. Awesome. Before that, let's get into the specs. This is 1,300 square feet. You need 3 plus 1 bedroom, and it's only going for 530,000. What? So this is your dining, your living, and let's check out the balcony. So you can get a glimpse of the golf course already, right? And this is all the private bungalows. You look at those mansions. Okay, then there you have the school, Sekolah Rendah, the secondary school. Then you have your public parks, right? And one thing you'll notice, right, cars like passing by right now, and you don't hear the acceleration noise as much because after the bump, then people sure lap you one ma, people sure like tekan minyak, gao one ma. But here, no need because it's actually flat. And now as we are speaking, right, usually in this kind of balcony scenes, you have a lot of noise, right? This one is like, eh. So this is going to be a TV wall, and I think it's a design where they are skirting and flooring color, right? I think they purposely make it distinctive. Anyway, so that's your kitchen cabinet. Let's go and check it out. So for kitchen, what you should check for is actually hood and hob. What's the spec is Ariston. What makes a good cabinet? It's not mainly on the board, but the critical part is actually you have this soft close. Again. That is actually the mechanism of the lock set, right? That actually is the costlier one. So this is the basin. This is where you put your stuff, and it's a very good where you can cook here, right? Then you can chop your veggie here, and you can just wash your dish here. This will be the location of your fridge. This is the yard, and this will be your washing machine space. Here's your water inlet, floor trap, and the socket. Okay. Because this is Type C, you get the benefit of being in a corner, and you get the privacy that you need facing this instead of facing another person's window or balcony. So that might be important for some of you, right? Okay, moving on from the kitchen, let's head on to the study room. So this is the last one that I mentioned just now. So a lot may argue, right, whether do you use this space, right, which is like 2 meters, it's just a width of a corridor space, what can you do with it? It can be a baby space, study room, toys room, collector's room, music room, and if you want to partition this up with a glass door, right, it's also very cool. Let's go check out other rooms. On the corridor, you will have one bedroom here, and timber flooring, skirtings, and that view is actually to your yard. Second bedroom, and it's what I also like to look at in bedrooms, right, is like number of plug points. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Although it's not very difficult to install, and I don't think they do it intentionally, but in directly one room, 3 plug points is that I think it's the minimum now. All these light points, fan points are all completed, so you have the fan hook as well. These are icon points, okay? These are icon points. If you really want to buy the unit, right, it actually comes with 2 units of aircon, but this is a completed project for 2 years already, so the aircon is like a 2 years ago punya technology lah. Okay, just good to know. Opposite the room will be this shared toilet between the bedroom 1 and 2, right? You have your basin, Johnson Swiss, tissue roll holder, WC, bidet, shower, okay, window. Just that one thing is the height lah. The height a bit narrow. Moving on to the master bedroom. So in this master bedroom, it's white, right? So this will be your bed, and that will be your TV wall already. And you can actually still have space for a walk-in wardrobe. That will be a very sufficient space for walk-in wardrobe. And you can see everything is flat. So let me illustrate to you, right? There's an icon, right? And you can look at very tiny beams. There's no need to add plaster ceiling because everything is just right nice, and the points are all there. You just come in and install like downlights, right? And you can show we use the space really. And you can see all these angle paint, right? Although 2 years already, nothing has peeled off yet, and I think it's awesome workmanship. Okay, next to your walk-in wardrobe, this would be the master bathroom. You have your WC, Johnson Swiss, basin, Johnson Swiss, countertop, right? You need to install your own cabinet at the bottom. Then the necessary things, the bidet, everything, right, is all provided. One thing to complement is this storage space that you see. There's a space to actually store another human here after the door. So this is the door, right? This is not really usually found in normal condos, apartments. This is where you can put your shelf, so you can put your towel, you can put your sanitaries, whatever here. Right, so you have this extra space where you can actually be creative. I think accidentally one I did design, but I think it's good. I like it. Looking at the base of this development, right, it's really down to simplicity, practicality. Nothing fancy, like if you go into the sky deck, right, nothing fancy, really just a deck, nothing one. So like swimming pool, right, nothing fancy. Playground, it's really just fulfilling the authorities' requirements only. Because what they are trying to do is they are selling location and the surrounding, of course. Okay guys, 3 things I really like. Number 1 is actually the location, more of the surrounding of the location itself, which is the greeneries, the golf and country club, the density, right, the serenity. Really, it's so peaceful here, so quiet here, and the audio control is going to be awesome this episode. Lowest density is one thing, and golf course living is another thing. If you notice, right, any projects next to the golf course, right, the premium is going to be crazy. But for this particular one, 530,000, that's the maximum price for Type C really. 530,000 is living a 3-bedroom, 1,003 next to a golf course. Then also almost on the same point, accessibility, which is point number 2, via Silk Highway, via Lekas Highway, right? You can actually reach here in really very short time. Like Putrajaya come here, it's 10-15 minutes. Then here you go reach to Cheras, it's also another 20 minutes. It's not that far away. And very weirdly, I don't know how the roads are designed, but the main highway, that's straight away to this unit, right? It's 2 turns away, suddenly you reach a sanctuary. First of all will actually be the build quality. After 2 years, you can still feel that the edges are straight, everything is well maintained. And if you look into the JMB, right, the meeting minutes are actually put on the public notice. So they are very open, very transparent, and they actually mention which owner allowed Airbnb without authorization letters and things like that. They are now working with Koreans agencies because Koreans like to spend their winter here, especially with the golf course. 3 things I don't like. Number 1, with the height. The height of the corridor, especially the toilets, right? It's really dwarfing with like you don't feel as much, but fortunately enough you have the view to actually distract you away lah. I wish the height could a little bit. Point number 2, this is a pocket land development. Compared to Serena City, Bandar Bukit Raja, right, they have like 3,000, 5,000 acres where they control almost everything. This one is a pocket land development, meaning they only built 1 or 2 projects here and there, but mostly the other landed developments are already sold out. Surprisingly, 1.6 million products sold out, but a 500,000 product are not. Last of all will be the impression of Kajang. The first thing that comes to mind is, wow, very far leh. Oh, very far leh. But actually, if you come to really travel, right, Silk Highway, Lekas Highway, and the MRT, it's really not that big of a distance one. Because if you can see the development trends, right, people are going to Serenity, going to Cheras, going to Kajang, and it's really like Putrajaya is in sandwich in between Cyber. It's there already. If you don't really pay the premium of being in CBD, right, you don't need to be in the CBD. You can actually just consider places like this, because I think you will get a different feel when you come and visit locations like this, really. In conclusion, do I like this project? Yes. And is it for own stay or for investment? I think for own stay it's going to be perfect. Then for investment wise, it might work because you might getting a lot of Koreans expats here. The monthly collection from those agencies is 2,000 to 3,000 per unit, and the JMB actually acknowledged that there's this Airbnb operators. Once you see, right, where I just came just now, the Korean crowd actually left, and you can see maintenance team straight away go into the unit and clean, which I think is awesome. So I think that's all for this episode. If you really like this video, like it, share it, and even subscribe for more information like this. Until next time, this is Sean Tan.